In this video, we will learn about enumeration data type in C++. Enumeration data type, also called as enum, is a user-defined data type that consists of a fixed set of named values. These fixed values are named integer constants, also called as enumerators. Enum data type is used to make the code more readable, understandable, and maintainable. Let us understand the syntax of enums. First of all, we have the keyword enum written in small letters, followed by the enumeration data type name, which we define according to the rules for identifiers, followed by a set of named integer constants or fixed values, which we define inside a pair of curly braces, and finally we have a semicolon. In the next line, we define a variable of this enum type. Here, the variable must be equal to one of the values that have been predefined for it inside these brackets. Here we have our first example of enumeration data type. As you can see, first we have written keyword enum, then we have the name of the enumeration data type, which is day in this case. Then inside a pair of curly brackets, we have all the values which we want to define for this enum. Once we have defined our enum, we can declare a variable of this enum type. So here the name of the variable is today and its data type is day, which is an enumeration data type. And we can also initialize this variable with one of the values which we have defined for this enum. So here we have value Friday, which we have assigned to the variable today. By default, the first enumerator has the value 0. Second one has the value 1 and so on. So that means for Monday we have value 0, Tuesday has value 1, for Wednesday it's 2, for Thursday it's 3 and so on. In this second example of enumeration data type, we have defined an enum called color and it is having three values, red, green and blue, which are mentioned inside a pair of curly brackets. Then after this, we have declared a variable myColor of the data type color and we assign it the value of blue. So in this case, red will have value 0, green will have value 1 and blue has value 2. We can also assign specific integer values to the enumerators if we do not want them to have the default values which begin at 0. So as you can see here, I have assigned the default value for red as 4 and for green as 8. Can you guess what is the value for blue? Well, the answer is 9, because if we skip some value, then it will take up 1 plus the value of the previous constant. In this program, we will understand how to work with enumeration data type. So as always, the structure of my C++ program is here. Now inside the main function, I am going to define my enumeration data type. So we will start with keyword enum and let's call this enumeration as color. Let's assign it some values in capital letters because these are fixed values or fixed constants. So I will begin with red, then we have green and lastly we have blue. So enum data type has been defined. Let me just put one comment here. Define enum data type. In the next step, I am going to declare a variable of this enum data type. So we will begin with the name of the enumeration data type, which is color in this case. Then we define our variable name, which is myColor. You can take any variable name of your choice. And let's assign it some value, maybe blue. In the next step, I am going to print the value. So for printing, I will have to type cout and let's say my favorite color is, and then I can type here the name of the variable as myColor. Let's execute this program. And here you can see the output is my favorite color is 2. You might be thinking we are not getting the name of the color, we are getting its integer value. Why so? because enum data type actually works in this way only. We assign values to the named integer constants. So we are giving name to integer values, and that is why we are getting an integer value as the output. Let us now change the default values for these constants. Suppose I assign value 40 to red and maybe 200 to green. And then again I am printing the value for blue. Let's run this program. Guess the value that you will get as output. Well, no prizes for guessing, but this time we got 201 as the output. That's because our last value was 200, so blue will take up one more than the previous value, and previous value was 200, so that is why blue gave us value of 201. Similarly, if we want to change the value for green, let's suppose we do not assign it any value, then suppose I want to print all these values for red, green and blue, then I can use one loop here. So let's loop through enum, and for that I will use a for loop. I will have an integer I for keeping track of index values. So this time I am going from I equal to red and I less than equal to blue, then I plus plus, and inside the loop body I am going to print the value for I. So I am having here /n and then I. Let's run this. Here we got the values for all of our colors. So for red it is 40, which was the value that we assigned. For green it has become 41, and for blue it is 42. Lastly, I want to show you how to calculate the size of enum. So here I am going to print one statement /n, size of my enum is equal to, and then I am going to use size of operator. So I will type size of as one word and then round brackets, and inside these brackets I am going to pass the name of my enum, which is color, and then semicolon. Let's run this. So in our output we have got size of my enum equal to 4. 4 means 4 bytes, and that is because our enum is storing one integer value at a time. Even though we have defined multiple values, but it will store only one integer value at a time, and that is why the result is 4 bytes.